Hello everyone, this is Ever116. I'm going to be giving you another cast today. This one is going to be a fairly high ranking 5 versus 5 on Wonder. And if you're not familiar with this map, Wonder is a fairly popular map. It have one air player in the back plus 4 land players up here in the front. And all their attention is funneled down by these mountains into the middle, where there's a whole bunch of reclaim down here. You have this T3 Omni right here surrounded by a bunch of rocks, plus you have rocks in each one of these craters. So this tends to be a fairly high contested area with a bunch of killing going on, at least in the games, most of the games I played on this map handled that way. But this is a fairly high ranking match, so anything can happen, so let's see how this is going to go. I didn't want to set the speed up right there a little bit. Okay, so let's introduce the teams. Up here, the North team, we'll call Team 1. This is Oalis, who is going White Aeon. He's going first air. Over here, we have Hickstery and Light Purple Seraphim. He's going first land. Down here, you have Light Green Stups, Light Green Seraphim. You have Stups going Light Green Seraphim. There we go. He's also going first land. Down here in light blue, going UEF, you have Robert C. He's also going first land. And down here in dark green, you have Taquito, who is going first to land, going his customary Siren. And on the south side, on Team 2, you have the Grim Preacher, who is going hot pink with Seraphim, going first land. You have the Sweet and Savory MSG, who is going first land. It was going red UEF, first land. Down here you have in light pink, you have Chep in Siren, who's going first land. And you have the highest rated player in this game, you have Zlo, who is going maroon Siren and first land. And down here you have the air player, Akpuk, who is going first land as dark orange Aeon. I wonder if he plays hockey, but whether he does or not, I'm going to bump this up, and we're going to see how this game develops. Now, their build orders are fairly standard. There's not much going on in terms of variation. No one's doing any crazy things, just doing their first land so far. Some of them will be getting their P-Gens out, and some of them will be getting their Mexes out first. But I think it's actually kind of interesting. You have Zlo and Taquito are both going to be doing the same thing. You have both of them going first Mexes and then going straight for the hydrocarbon. Whereas some of the other players are both going to be building some of their P-Gens first before they start building all their Mexes. I'm not entirely sure which one is better, but I think it's interesting that both Zlo and Taquito are going to be doing the same thing. You have monosodium glutamate, who is going to be sending his first engineer, well, maybe not his first, yeah, his first engineer is going to go out. Let's see where it's going. It's going straight for the T3 Omni, which is worth 19,000 mass. So he's going to get his hands on this first, unless any other player gets his hands on it first. It looks like that Robert C. is going to be trying to come this way too, so he might be either trying to go for the reclaim in this crater, or he's going for the Omni. But either way, he's not going to get it because monosodium is going to be getting that reclaim first. You have a little bit of a raid from Chep, who's moving up to Robert C.'s base, but that's just going to run to a Tham. And you also have this Mantis and Mole, who's going to be running down to Zlo's base. And let's see, and it looks like that the Mantis is going to survive, and it's going to also pick off this engineer. So Zlo's economy is already being stunted. By this Mantis. It's still surviving. It's still probably going to go try to find this engineer or any other engineers that Zlo will be putting out in the center. And Taquito is kind of mocking that he already has 4 factories on the light amount of eco, especially since he's just destroyed this. Speaking of intel, though, looks like that Akpuk does have 3 scouts out. I'm going to slow this down a bit. It looks like that Akpuk does have 3 scouts out. You can see what if you select him, you can see he has vision over everyone's base except for Robert C's over here. But the north side doesn't have anything yet. They have 1 scout that's just hovering over Taquito's base, another scout that's being another scout coming over here. Is it actually built yet? It's not. All right. So they don't have any vision over the other base except for this scout right here that is that actually belongs to Taquito. Is actually looking over Zlo's base. But now you have the North team. It looks like that monosodium has retreated either the engineer was probably destroyed or he retreated it. But either way, it looks like Robert C. Stubbs and Hickstery are going to be moving towards the center. It looks like that Hickstery has a huge reclaim party with him, going to be sucking up all these trees and most of the rocks in here. It looks like he's already got them all. History is upgrading his pew pew faster and farther. I'm guessing that's gun. Just one of the UI mods he has. But he is going to go head-to-head with the Grim Preacher. Grim Preacher is taking kind of a more defensive stance. He has built this T1 PD and this T1 anti-air, and the History is not going to be able to push forward with his commander while Grim Preacher is already here, but his Louis is going to be able to destroy that PD. But it looks like that Zlo and Stubbs are both making a joint push towards Robert C. If they get around him, they might actually surround him and kill him right away. Robert does have his tanks over here, but they're not going to be enough to stop this force. But Stubbs is moving south around the crater down here. If they had all this surrounding him, he'd probably be dead right now. But Robert C. is only facing about 15 or 10 mantis. He just built a factory trying to slow them down. It looks like he's going to do it. And it looks like that the Seraphim reinforcements from Stubbs are going to save him. He's going to back behind this fortification he's building. If they wanted to, they could have pushed and killed this engineer, and then he wouldn't have any fortification anymore. But Zlo and Chep think bad of it, and both retreated their forces. But it looks like that both Stubbs and the Zlo Chep army is going to be moving forward this way. It looks like that glutamic acid has put T2 on his commander. He's building triads, and that's going to just aid in the Grim Preacher's defensive efforts. He's going to be able to establish a pretty wide zone of control for himself. It looks like that Hickstry is seeing that and is pushing back. It looks like that Chep is kind of pushing Stubbs back, and Zlo is moving down, trying to escort Monosodium in his efforts. It looks like that both air players are starting to build interceptors, and there are these scouts that are continuously going on. I'm surprised that they haven't run into any anti-air built by any of the players yet. But there must have been a run by that I missed. Apparently, these forces from Grim Preacher and MSG are they just took out a force that's coming down this way. It looks like this one engineer is reclaiming a bunch of factories, but I thought he was attacking. He's not. It looks like that Glutamate is moving forward. Yeah, it looks like History does have his gun comm as we saw earlier, and this T2 commander might. Let's see. Looks like that both commanders are bearing down. Looks like Stubbs his gun, so looks like glutamic acid is going to have to retreat. Here on the south side, Chep is pushing forward. He's going to push Robert C back towards his fortifications. And Taquito is actually pretty close up. Taquito built a fortification here too, but he also built these point defense and this TAC missile launcher. So we'll see what his TAC launcher will do. He just sent the scout over, so he's probably going to be, he just sent out attack against his mirror. His TAC missile is going to come down. Looks like he's already, and attack missile is going to come here, hit the eco. It looks like that this, I was kind of surprised, this mass extractor was already destroyed and Zlo just rebuilt it, and now this mass extractor is already gone. But Zlo's army, as well as the Grim Preacher and glutamic acid, are going to be pushing forward around Hickstry's base. It looks like they do have a wide front against Hickstry's commander, so if they all converge on them, they might actually get him. But if they move forward, they're going to run into this point defense, and most of them are going to die. It looks like that they're going to converge. Hickstry's in a lot of trouble right now. Stubbs is moving his Zeus up to try to blunt this attack, but Hickstry is kind of being blocked by his own teammates' units. Now they're focused. Now Zlo is going to be focus firing on Hickstry, but he did get a veterancy upgrade, so it looks like that he is going to escape. It looks like Zlo's army was kind of destroyed here by by the point defense and Stubbs' reinforcements. Meanwhile, in Zlo's base is still getting hammered by TAC missiles. Zlo hasn't gotten his TMD up yet. And look at this T2 extractor just went down. The Zlo's economy is taking a big hit, as you can see up here. But meanwhile, MSG is building more. He's building more triads, and but they're going to be going against these service turrets. Generally, UEF has an advantage in Turtle Wars, but this jump, but since looks like these are actually Taquito. Since Taquito has a jump on this, he might actually be able to keep him from establishing a base. Looks like Zlow's army is going. The remnants of Zlow's army is going to stay here, kind of guard this flank, while Zlow's own flank is guarded by these walls. See, Takedo has gathered a bunch of scouts down here. I'm not entirely sure why. And it looks like the Grim Preacher is going to be staying in Sodium's base. You're going to be helping him build up these triads. So you have 2 commanders worth of build power. One of them is T2. I'm not sure if Grim Preacher is Team 2. No, he's not. He just has Gun Commander. But you have, so that's a bunch of build. But you still have a bunch of build power and a bunch of units coming up. It's going to be a pretty interesting turtle war. Meanwhile, the middle is a little bit more dynamic now that looks like Zlow has taken the middle. Not that there's any reclaim left, but he has taken the middle, and it looks like that is actually taking fire from these flapjacks from Robert C. Looks like that his own base is still being hit by Takedo, but now he's going after the factories. If you look at this, let's look at Takedo's firing pattern. If you hold Shift, yeah. So let me zoom in a little bit. So yeah, he has his. Oh, he just changed it, but he did have his attack missile looking at to take out all 4 factories in succession. But now it looks like he's just going to attack Zlow's commander here. He's upgrading, so he won't be able to move unless he stops it. But he is upgrading laser. So this commander so Zlow lost his base, but he might pull out a laser comm, and we'll see if that actually goes anywhere. It looks like that these triads are making work. It looks like the triads already destroyed Takedo's P1 PD, and it is kind of doing damage against the service turrets. It looks like that they got some shields down, and they're not. And the triads are doing some damage against them. Let's see what kind of denial area he has. Yeah, so all this area is so the area right here is pretty much the edge of what he can do as a triad. It looks like that Hickstry is sending engineers down to try to reclaim all this. I'm not sure if that's worth it. It probably is, even if they die, because the mass they reclaim is probably going to be a lot more than the engineers. It looks like both the air players have T3 air, and it looks like that Owalis has just launched a strat bomber. I don't think he has air control yet, though. So let's check. So this is Akpuk. He has get one of these. Looks like he has about 6 ASFs, and Owalis has a total of 2. So he spent a lot of build power building that strat bomber, but he didn't have air control, so it didn't do very much damage. It did take out a couple of mexes, but otherwise it didn't do that much damage, and it's just going to give Akpuk more opportunity to build up his air force, and then he won't be able to use strat bombers at all. But it looks like that this firebase is getting more and more. It looks like that sodium glutamate is building up his left arm, so he's probably building up his T3. And once he gets his Ravagers out, then he's really going to be a force to reckon with. Meanwhile, you have Chep down here, kind of pushing up towards the middle again. A bunch of engineers coming down, probably reclaiming. Robert C is asking for energy. Let's see what he's doing. It looks like he's building T2 factories. A Hickstry power overwhelming. I'm guessing that's RAS. Let's check. Yeah, it's RAS. So power overwhelming is RAS with whatever eco mod he has. Looks like he is attacking him with these Ythesas, the Seraphim mobile missile launchers. So that'll help if he gets enough shields online. As you can't mass efficiently counter MMLs with tac defense. So it is a pretty good option, at least at this stage. But he does have his Ravagers out, and I'm not sure. Do Ravagers outrange MMLs? Let's check. So that's the range of that, and so okay. So no, the MMLs do outrange it, but now his area of denial has just gotten a lot bigger. It looks like that he's taking out the shields, and looks like the entire fire base that Takedo and Stubbs have built right here is gonna be fall to Ravager fire. The shield just popped, and now I bet the Ravager's going to be destroying all these T2 PDs. Looks like they're going after these mobile missile launchers as well. Yeah, Stubbs is right. The Ravager creep has begun, and he's just going to be building more and more Ravagers. Meanwhile, Zlo is still upgrading, and Taquito is still launching tac missiles at his base. Looks like that Taquito is actually building a whole bunch of wall segments around here. There's a pattern to it. It is a template, but he's just building just filling his base with a bunch of walls just all over the place. Looks like that the let's see what is going on now. The Ravagers are making. Looks like the Ravagers are making work of this base. One of the Seraphim T2PDs has already gone down. They're going to be they're probably just going to go. Yeah, now they're destroying the shield. They're probably going to take out the Cerberus chair. So that stuff. I'm T versus 1. Please do arty. So I'm guessing that he wants them to build either T3 artillery or T2 static. He's building up his T3 factory, so he's probably going to get that up soon. Meanwhile, Robert has probably solved the power station situation, and he's pushing down. Looks like that the army from Chap is going to get a little bit too close to Taquito's base. But Chaps does have a bunch of Vipers who's going up against Robert C's fire base. And like I said, you can't counter MMLs with TMDs mass efficiently, and especially not with Vipers, since Vipers have their splitting ability. It looks like that Zlo's laser is done. He's building something else. He's upgrading stealth. Now his stealth is done. He's calling for a T2 transport. Let's see if he gets it. It looks like you have either an artillery or you have a tac missile coming over here, attacking a. Let's see what these tac missiles over here are headed. Looks like they're trying to snipe the power. Nope. Where are they going? Oh, they're sniping the mass extractors. Yep. So there's an entire T2 capped extractor down. On the Grim Preacher side. But it looks like Protein Legos is helping Grim Preacher up here build his shield, and he's building a flare. So he's going to have some air protection as well. Probably that's because of being prompted by these bombers that Hickstree got and is launching against him. Looks like that Hickstree does have a T3 arty. I just saw the shot, the unmistakable Seraphim. Yeah, here it is. The Suthinus, the Seraphim T3 artillery. It's going to come down, outrange the Ravagers, this one lone Ravager out in the middle of nowhere. And it looks like he's getting another... Oh, wait, I see. He's getting an upgrade. I'm not entirely sure which one. We'll see what it is in a moment. But you have a whole horde of Vipers down here attacking Robert's base. That looks like that fire base is going down. He has Ravagers of his own up. So he's going to so if he can stop this enough, if he can kill these to the point where he can build up his Ravagers, it's going to be fine from there too. But it looks like he got Zlo. Zlo did get a transport, and he is moving up. He's moving up to. So now he got 3 commanders here. Is he going to build, or is he going? He's got the blue aura of the stealth, and it looks like he is. His commander just got pinged by the enemy, and they know that he has. They think he has the laser. But he's just waltzing up, no units, no escort, nothing. He's just waltzing up to Stups' base, and Stups is leaving. He is retreating out from his base, getting away from Zlo. His artillery is moving back. They think he has laser comm. They probably know that nobody is going to be this brazen unless they have the laser comm. And there he goes. He opens up, drains the shields, kills those engineers, kills the T1AA. And it looks like there was also an air battle that they missed, but it was an air battle that Akpuk won, which isn't surprising because he had a lot more ASF. Zlo is marching towards Stubbs' base. He's going to take out. He's working on the eco. He's probably going to take out everything. You take out the power, take out a factory, take out another factory, take out T2 power. Nope. Just going to take out the mass. But Stubbs has moved out with his entire harem of engineers. And it looks like that Zlo is being escorted by the ASFs from Akpuk. And these interceptors from the Grim Preacher. And it looks like Zlo, I'm not sure how he did this, so Zlo got a bunch of Mantis in behind Taquito's base. But that's not the action, that's not where the action is. Look, the action's over here. And now Zlo just completely wiped out most of the eco. Okay, all of the eco. That wasn't Zlo, but all the eco from in Taquito and Stuffs' main base is down. Looks like that Zlo just airdropped a bunch of Mantis in with him. It looks like Stubbs and Oalis are going to be building a bunch of T2PD to try to counter him. It looks like Stuff's weak Seraphim PD has gone down, and the illustrious Aeon PD from Owalis is doing much better, although the Mazercom will destroy all. Anyway, looks like that there was another air. Oh wait, no, both pinks are on the same side. It looks like he's going after T3. Ooh, that T3 P-Gen just went down. It just took out half of Owalis' HP. Owalis is still running though. And it looks like that the engineers over here are trying to build more, trying to build T1 PD, but it's not going to work. The Mazercom certainly outranges the T1 PD. They do have more damage than T2 PD though. As a quick update, you have the siege on Robert C's base is going more in Robert's favor now. He has his Ravagers up. He's building artillery, and it looks like they are less. There are less Vipers attacking him earlier. Okay, so Zlo just shot Owalis in the face with his microwave laser. It looks he's just attacked that P-Gen from Owalis, but it's not going to matter since all of his stuff is going to go anyway. Stubbs is down here. He's building wall segments. He's going to try to do anything he can to slow Zlo down. The Zlo is just marching ahead. Is marching towards Stubbs, and Stubbs doesn't have anywhere to go unless he can pull a miracle out. He's probably going to die when Zlo confronts him. Zlo has a 5 veterancy commander that has that's a whole bunch of regen on his commander. So even though he already is at about 3/4 his health, and he's going to take more damage from Stubbs' explosion, it's still good. He's going to just repair it in a couple minutes. Yep, there goes Stubbs, just blown up in the face, and Zlo is about half his health, but it's going to regen really quickly, just like I said. But now, the bunch of these T1 units are trying to attack Zlo. Zlo he is building T1 PD to kind of blunt this attack. Looks like there's some restorers coming up from Akpuk. It looks like that Protein Legos is building Ravagers and more shields. He's just moving further and closer up to have his area denial closer and closer to Hickstry's base. Yeah, the Strat Bomber from Akpuk that is destroying the economy from all the players. I believe that was Taquitos, and you have all of these other mexes that should have went to... I know that was Robert C. This one was also Robert C. since that's a UEF wreck. And here's Taquito's eco going down to the Strat Bombers too. So Zlo is going to be putting his commander back in the transport. Let's see where he goes from there. Looks like that the bombers are attacking Glutamate's base, but they're not going to be able to break the shields, especially with T1 bombers. Looks like that Chep has some trebuchets coming up against Robert C, and that is going to help. That is going to kind of be a hindrance to his efforts to hold that position. But Zlo just landed all the way back here. I'm not sure why he didn't move in closer. He probably was kind of scared of some of the AAA that are there. Zlo's Mazercom is just going to wreck all the mass from Robert C. He's going to do the same thing to Robert that he did to Stubbs and Owalis. He's going to mow down that PD from Taquito. He's going to mow down this Max, but he's actually moving south. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't try to go further on here. Because if you got to sandwich Robert C. right between the artillery and Zlo's commander, but he's going to move more south towards Taquito's position. Probably going to wipe out Taquito. Probably going to do the same thing to Taquito that Taquito did to him, just wiped out his economy. But Taquito's building a Monkey Lord. I'm not sure he's going to finish it. The Cerberus turret is blinking away at Zlo's commander. And it looks like that the Restorers killed Robert, but the Cerberus turrets and this chicken, Hickstry got a chicken out. Probably should have told you that, but now Zlo is just got from a combination of the PD and the chicken. Zlo is going down, so that was one of the strongest weapons that the south side had, and now it's down. But they do have superior air. They do have Taquito here. I mean, they just superior. Taquito went down. That's probably a control K. These Restorers, I doubt that the 2 Restorers killed him. Maybe if Zlo did some damage to him before he died, but either way, now Hickstry is the only one left on the north side. Protein Legos does have he's moving his Ravagers further and further up. He does have artillery, but his shield just went popped. The Ravagers are just going to just destroy most of his... They already destroyed this Mass Extractor over here. They destroyed a bunch of shields. But he does have this chicken. This chicken is his saving grace. This chicken is moving down towards stuff space, but it has restorers on it, but it's getting strap bound. And it has a loyalist. Oh. I'm not sure whether that is a Control K or it was a Ravager kill, but looks like history's gone down. Your thought is not going to matter. Oh, you got desync, but we're not going to worry about that. Alright, so that was an interesting cast. I hope you enjoyed it. There's some interesting drops and some laser play on it. It's kind of one-sided, but it was interesting enough that I thought I'd cast it. So, alright, so that's it for me tonight, and this is Ever116. You all have a great day, and this is Ever116 signing out.